Okay, bonjour. I'm here with Yue. She's from Lyon and she's come down to Glass for the weekend. Yue, like many skaters, wants to learn how to do an axel, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to give her some drills that she can practice that will help her with her axel. And one of the most important fundamentals, I think, for doing an axel is a nice deep forward outside takeoff edge. So let's practice this forward outside takeoff edge. Get a little bit of speed, step on an edge, and practice making that edge nice and deep and keeping it stable. Yeah, we want to be very comfortable with this edge, so we want to keep it nice and stable. It's more difficult to keep a deeper edge stable. Yeah. Now let's do a forward outside pivot, a classic pivot. On the classic pivot, the free leg is inside the curve. So I get a little speed. I step on an outside and the free leg is inside the curve over here. Right. Now we know that when you start in a wider position and you go to a tighter position, you speed up your rotation. So we're going to try for a little wider position, knees a little bit apart on this outside edge. The knees are going to be a little bit apart. So you were here. Bring the free leg back a little bit more back so you got a little bit more open position there. Yes. So you notice that Yue has a nice turnout of her feet. She has a right angle, which is totally what I would recommend. She does that very well in that position. Let's see if you can balance now on that position. Now, when you change the depth of an edge, you rotate. And so we're going to try to step right on the deep edge so that we don't have to change its depth. We get a little bit of speed. We step right on the deep edge and then get into your position and keep it nice and stable. Yes, already. Quite good. Yes. Yeah, very nice. So you should practice this a lot. And if you get very, very comfortable with that edge, that position, it'll help your axle. Now, when you do the axle, this is an instantaneous position. Do you know this word, instantaneous? Instantaneous means it's just a position that you move through. You don't hold this position when you do an axle. It's the position that you're in when you first step on your takeoff edge. So normally when we do an axle, we go from a back outside edge to a forward outside edge, and then we do the jump. Well, this is the position that we're in when we first step onto that takeoff edge. But I think the best jump is the one where you don't hold any position, you don't wait in any position. You're continually moving from one position to the other smoothly. So we just practice this position because it's good to be able to sustain a position. In actual fact, you're moving from one position to the other. And so this exercise here is a good exercise for learning to go from your back outside edge to your forward outside edge. Let me repeat the exercise. We go back outside, forward outside, 3-turn stroke. Ba, 3-turn stroke. Ba. Right. That's the basic exercise. And try to do that nice and smoothly so that your free leg right there doesn't bounce and create wobbles. So the free leg is very smooth action as you pick it up. So it's not jerky and wobbly. Right. Try to make this as smooth as you can be. So UA steps on right on a nice forward outside edge, which is good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. So you can work on just the forward outside edge, practice gliding, and you can work on this exercise. It's going to help the setup for your axle. Also, what you want to work on to make your axle better is the backspin. So, yeah, this is to be able to get into a backspin position and sustain it. This is important for your axle, and it is possible to do an axle without getting into a backspin position. This is an old-fashioned way of doing an axle. You know, skaters like even I, when I competed as an amateur, I did my axles and double axles even without crossing my legs. And then eventually, after I turned professional, I learned to cross my legs, and it's so much better and looks nicer and easier actually and everything. But can you show your backspin? Do you do a backspin already? Ah, she already does a backspin. Yeah, that's good. Well, if you can get right onto so you notice that she did the 3-turn. She was on a forward inside edge. She went on the back outside edge. And then it's kind of like some scribbly. I'm not sure you stayed on the back outside edge there. It's difficult to tell, but you want to try to go on the back outside edge and stay on that back outside edge. You're going to do that in the air. When you take off your axle, you go up, and then you get into a backspin position in the air. So if you can get into that backspin position and sustain that position in your backspin, it is going to help your axle. Can you do again your backspin? Forward inside, back outside. Yeah, so you don't get onto the back. You eventually get onto back. You can see that you got onto a back outside, and then you did a 3-turn, and then you went forward inside, and then eventually here you stayed on the back outside edge. So if you can practice to do this backspin and get right onto that back outside edge and stay on that back outside edge, that's another skill that's going to help you with your axle. Yeah, those 3 skills. If you practice those 3 things, that's going to help your axle stay in the same place, more or less. So that's your homework. So when I come back to Seaberg Glass and I see you here next time, you'll be doing beautiful axles. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. I hope you learned something from that. I hope UA learned something from that. It's for all of you. I have a dream. I want to become a famous and rich YouTuber. All you have to do to help is hit that subscribe button.